Alright. Thank you very much for joining me again this evening for a very quick update. And I apologize for the unfortunate start to this evening's broadcast. If you see me in the evenings, it normally means that there has been a new development. There are extremely concerning developments in the CCC, and I'm going to be on top of this situation, updating you as necessary. So today we have a development that is taking place that is to do with a new list that has been revealed. And this list is to do with positions that have been offered to key members of Chamisas team. So Chamisa has been obviously canvassing around the country through what we believed was the Blue Movement. So over the past few months, we believe that Ostallos and Chibaya were working for Chamisa, and they were canvassing for support in preparation for the launch of Chamisa's new party. And what has emerged is very concerning. There is a new list that has come up, and this list was prepared yesterday. It has been offered to key members of Nelson Chamisa's party or Nelson Chamisa's potential party. And this list is obviously known to everyone. The list I'm showing you here is not new. I'm going to post it on Gambako Media after a while, the actual list. But what has happened is that key members of Chamisa's team have been offered in the CCC certain positions. And these people include Mahere, Anango Ostallos. So I'm going to read for you who is in that list that is being presented here by Mkwananzi and his team. And this list, the people that are on this list have been offered these positions. They've made away, and we are expecting them to respond within a short space of time. We're expecting people like Ostallos and Anamahere to say if they buy these positions or not. Apparently, Chibaya has already accepted. As you saw yesterday, he was standing there, and Mkwananzi is leading this. And you saw Mkwananzi attacking me, which is very rare for Mkwananzi to attack me. It's in my whole life, Mkwananzi has never attacked Gambakwe because he knows me and he knows my track record. So let me take you through the list. In fact, there are a number of lists. So all the people that you know that were originally not in the CCC, they have been put back in the CCC and they've been offered positions. And this is in preparation for negotiations with ZANU-PF. And if you go to the Daily News of tomorrow, you will see this story that ZANU-PF has offered to meet and discuss with Anamkwananzi to move forward. So you will see this story in the newspaper. It's on the headlines. I'm also going to share the paper for you, the front page. So the people that have been offered positions here, if we look at this list, there is, obviously, I start with communications. It's Ostallos, Magalela, Mkwananzi, and Mahere. Those are the four people that are going to be in communications. International relations is going to be Gladys Chachayo. Parliament leader is going to be Clifford Chachayo. And then in elections, there's going to be Ian Makone and champion Shiriedenga. Welfare is champion Tome. And youth task force is champion Gadzwar and champion Pasho. These are the people who are in this list. And then there's something called cluster leaders. The cluster leaders will be Mabuto Donaldson. The deputy will be champion Matson Shalo. Cluster leader will be champion Shoko. And the deputy is champion Tofa. Then champion A, Chibaya and Morgan Mube, those are the organizing. And the other champions who are under cluster, but I don't see the headings there. So that is Mkwada, Njov, Stabile Mlilo, Ngwenya, Ngadzwore Pasho, and Tome. So Makone is also in that list. So what has happened now is Anamkwananzi, for some reason, they are raiding everyone who was supporting Chamisa. And you know that there's that potential of Mnangagwa extending his term to 2030. And if he does so, he's going to extend the term of everyone. And I anticipate that this is connected to that plan by Mnangagwa to extend the term of the councillors, MPs, and senators. So this is a quick update that I have here. Let's see what will happen. Is Mahere going to accept? Is Ostallos going to accept? Is Magalela going to accept? These are the new people that I'm seeing on this list that have been offered position by Promise Mkwananzi. Mkwananzi is making all these moves, and I do not know who is working with, and I would like to obviously ask him to confirm if this list is correct or not. This list has been offered to the actual people. So Ostallos, as you speak, has got this list in front of his eyes, and Mahere has been offered this list, and Gadzora has been offered this list. And I had a chat this afternoon with some people that are in these groups, this group of people, and what they said to me is that some people feel that they've approached Nelson Chamisa and talked to him for direction, and they've not been given direction. So when they were offered these positions in the CCC, they decided to take those positions. But what I heard, and this is not yet confirmed, is that Mahere and Ostallos are going to reject these positions. So I'm awaiting to see the statements before I come back in the morning of rejection of these positions that have been offered and these names that have been thrown around. You will see that in this list you are missing key people. You are missing Prince Dubeko. Prince Dubeko is not in any of these lists. Prince Dubeko has been leading the campaign for Nelson Chamisa. He's not here. You are also missing key people from the diaspora. There is no one in this list from the South African diaspora, from the UK diaspora, from the Australia diaspora. So this is basically a list from people that are around Promise Mkwananzi, people that are around in Zimbabwe who will be able to take up these positions. So I think this is a quick update, and let's wait and see what happens overnight. Before I wake up for my morning broadcast, I will check if Mahere has responded to this, if Ostallos has responded to this. You remember that yesterday, Promise Mkwananzi did attack me on Twitter for no reason, because I did not attack Promise Mkwananzi. I just presented what had happened. That Amos Chibaya had betrayed Nelson Chamisa. So Mkwananzi has been trying to defend what happened yesterday. This thing that happened yesterday is indefensible. I do not believe that what Mkwananzi is doing has got the blessings of Nelson Chamisa. I think Mkwananzi is on his own errand with the group that he's working with. They are not working with Nelson Chamisa. They're doing their own thing. So I think it would be fair for me to look at what Mkwananzi has been treating today before I go. Because what these guys are doing is creating massive confusion in the CCC. Mkwananzi is creating a situation that is unprecedented. Chamisa is trying to go in one direction, and Mkwananzi and his people, the people that he's working with, are going in a different direction. And I'm getting very, very concerned about what is happening here, because this is diluting the message that Chamisa is trying to put out. What Mkwananzi are doing is diluting the message. So you see that the Mkwananzi here wrote about me. He said, unethical and sensational reporting is on the rise. Nobody has betrayed anybody. Our organizing bureau chief, Honorable Chibaya, is doing his work in accordance with the milestone set out to prepare the transition from the old to the new. As a journalist, it is imperative for you to ask if you don't know, so that we can explain to you when we are and where we are going. We continue to urge members of the public and all stakeholders to trust the process and exercise patience as we navigate the intricacies of the dispensancies and disruption visits upon the democratic alternative by the ZANU-PF regime. We are on course. Behold the new beacons. So I want to clarify here. I did call Promise Mkwananzi. I talked to Promise Mkwananzi. I put questions to Promise Mkwananzi. And Promise Mkwananzi is, to put this in a respectable manner, being dishonest when he writes these things. Promise Mkwananzi has got my number. He's able to call me at any particular moment, and he has not done so. The reason why he's not done so is because he knows for a fact that what he's doing does not have the blessings of Nelson Chamisa. Nelson Chamisa does not belong to the CCC. He's not going back to the CCC. That is the position that Nelson Chamisa has put out. And what these guys are doing, and these offers that they're putting to people, and whatever statements they're offering and issuing, they're not with the blessings of Nelson Chamisa. If Chamisa wanted to go back to CCC, and Mahere wanted to go back to CCC, and Ostallos wanted to go back to CCC, they would just do so. But currently, these guys are preparing for a negotiation with ZANU-PF. This negotiation is going to be something that will result in an accommodation of the faction that is being led by Promise Mkwananzi, by ZANU-PF. Promise Mkwananzi is already the leader in the opposition. I've been telling you this guy to many people ever since, that in parliament, the person that is known is Promise Mkwananzi. All the other guys, Anatimba, they are not known in parliament. The letter that is in parliament is the letter of Promise Mkwananzi. He is the president of this faction. So everyone that you're seeing that is preparing to go into parliament and into this negotiation with ZANU-PF, or being offered these positions, they will eventually have an accommodation with ZANU-PF. It will not be with Chamisa. So basically, this is bypassing Chamisa. They're trying to pull everyone away from Nelson Chamisa and eventually leave Chamisa by himself. And I think this is going to fail. This plan is going to fail. Chamisa is extremely popular. I've been telling people this. He's extremely popular. He will be able to set up something new without the whole team. And whoever accepts these positions that has been issued here, that I've been reading out, they will eventually just fall by the wayside. This is a very, very poor plan, and I hope to see some responses overnight. Let me quickly look at the comments here. And Mkoma Tinaji is saying, Gambakwe, the master. Thank you very much for that. And Mkoma Nyembez, sorry, my sister Nyembez, you're saying, Gambakwe, Mzali Mamuziva, Imi. I offered to meet you, Nyembez. Remember when you came to Johannesburg and you did not meet me. And if you want me to reveal your secret today, I can do it. Moda sister. Ndiyatso fire renyu kana muchida iko zvino, because inini ndozi yamafire yavanhu vakawandisisa, including yours. Then Tichaona said, I think this is now clear that the confusion CCC1, CCC2, and the Blue Movement did not come from ZANU-PF. This is purely confusion within the opposition. I disagree. Mkoma Tichaona, what is happening here is very complicated. And as I said, there is a third force at play. And this third force wants to totally remove Nelson Chamisa from the environment, the political environment. And I believe that they are partially succeeding because some people are being offered things they cannot turn down. And this is what is happening here. Mkoma, let's watch very closely. You're going to see what is going to happen. Myself and yourself, let's watch. Let's be on the sidelines and see what is happening. The good thing is that as I sit here, I'll be sitting here again in a few months' time and explaining to you, do you remember what I said? When I said Nelson Chamisa was missing, do you all see what I was talking about? And when I'm talking to you now about a new attempt to destabilize whatever Nelson Chamisa is doing, there is a clear plan. People are trying to destabilize the plans that Nelson Chamisa has got before he starts. But Promise Mkwananzi here is implicated. What he's doing with Anatimba is not in any way connected to Nelson Chamisa. Then let's say Mkoma Tavazo says, party, that Shigarochete, come 2028, at times the time you could vote a party, that Shigarochete, that's correct. And then Tatenda Bongani, I have to delete a comment and then block you. I think that is necessary. Mkoma Toti say, thank you, Gambakwe, for the information. And then Mkoma Kudawashi saying, what's apparent is a complete mess around the opposition circle. There's no direction, to be honest. Now it's policy of the stomach. That's correct. The guys who are there, Anam Pananzi, Anam Timba, all these guys, they don't represent what Chamisa wants to happen. And I hope that tomorrow we get clarity. I would like to see Ostallos responding to this, and Mahere responds to this. Are they now in the communications department of whatever Mkwananzi is doing? If we see them responding, then we know that they are not in it. If they don't respond, then we suddenly have these guys back in CCC. And Mkoma Katzoni is saying, Jambakwe is a ZANU-PF project. I hope time will tell whether I am a ZANU-PF project or not, or whether Mkwananzi is a ZANU-PF project or not, and so forth. Let's see who is the ZANU-PF project. But listen to what I'm saying now. Like Mkoma Fungaldo says, there is a new list that has been issued. It's got the name of Ostallos, it's got the name of Mahere, it's got the name of Anamoge Ncube, Tofa, all these people. And God's word, they're on this list as members and leaders within the clusters of the CCC. And this is new. As I said to you now, this has got nothing to do with Nelson Chamisa. Nelson Chamisa is not in it. And these guys are trying to confuse whatever Nelson Chamisa is trying to set up. So let's hold on. It's going to be a very, very confusing week. It's going to be a very difficult week for everybody. So I would like to to come to an end with this. Mkoma is saying Chamisa is confusing the name. Sangena Nyovane. No, this is not Chamisa Mkoma. And I apologize. I have to disagree with you before I go. This thing that is happening has got nothing to do with Chamisa. This is purely Anam Kwananzi and people who are working on something else. And it's going to be revealed in the morning. I'll show you the headline. ZANU-PF has offered a communication channel to Mkwananzi and all the guys around them. It's in the newspaper. The Daily News of tomorrow morning is there. Daily News on Saturday. It's going to be there. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, it's already out. So let's see if it's a Saturday newspaper or today's newspaper. This is what date is this? What date is this? Let me look at what date is this, because I'm holding this here. I don't know how I can make it appear to you because I can't share. I'm not in my office. So if you look at the Daily News of today, so let's try to go on the website. How come I was not smart enough to think about that, to see if this is today or yesterday's paper? So let's look at today's top story in the Daily News. Okay, so this is not in today's newspaper. This is going to be in tomorrow's paper. I'm going to share with you in the morning what exactly they say. But Obed Mpofu has already said they are willing to talk to this CCC that is being set up. Not the CCC of Chamisa. Chamisa has offered dialogue, but they want to talk to this CCC. They don't want to talk to Chamisa. They want to talk to this particular CCC that is being set up. And I hope that Mahere and Ostallos is the people that I think are the most significant on that list. They reject it outright. That is what I hope they do. They reject it. They reject the list that has been put out by Mkwananzi. So thank you very much, everyone. And Mkoma Tavani says, please read my comment. Let me see your comment, Mkoma Tavani. I'm moving up here to see your comment. I'm not seeing your comment. There's so many comments here on my side. Remember, I see comments from 4 different platforms. So to be honest, this will confuse the ordinary people. But Chamisa has been clear to his resignation from CCC. Yes, let me tell you the people that have resigned from CCC. Mahere, Ostallos, Makam. There's a guy in Bedbridge. There's a lady in Tare, or a guy in Tare. Those people have resigned. So I don't know why they're on this list. So let's see what happens. Let's see if they emphatically deny being put back into the CCC. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. And a good night to you all. I'll see you again in a few hours' time. I'm normally back here by 5 a.m. Thank you very much.